So every now and then you get a chance to chop it up with a guy you've known for a long time. He's not just the toothpaste guy, he's a fucking genius when it comes to silver. We were talking last night a little bit about what's going on in the silver space. I found it so interesting. I wanted him to share it with you guys. Larry, good to have you, buddy.
Good. Thanks for having me on, Chris. So always a pleasure, buddy.
What the fuck is going on with silver? What's it at right now?
It's about 84. I think today it hit. It's high. It's going to go higher. It'll go over 100. I think by the end of the month it'll probably be over 100. It's pretty easy for it.
Are we running out of silver?
Oh, we are. There's a pretty massive silver shortage. COMEX doesn't have any silver. They short silver. People don't realize, silver's been shorted forever. The Hunt brothers tried to make a run at silver back in the 80s. They're kind of infamous about that. They really tried to change up the game. What they tried to do was kind of familiar to the whole GameStop. The people that are familiar with GameStop, you got these people, they
talk a little bit about that so people get familiar with it.
Yeah, these companies, these big companies, and it's basically mostly Wall Street. They target certain companies and they do naked shorts on them. In other words, they predict that the stock is going to go down instead of up. You can play both sides of that market. And on the downside, of course, what they do is they destroy these companies and the companies drown and they make shit tons of money. A lot of money. And this is a commonplace and it happens. It's actually manual manipulation of the stock market and it's horrific. These stock market, guys, the gurus, the hedge fund managers, they make a killing. They make millions and billions of dollars, well, trillions, I guess you get into BlackRock. But, and they do it on the backs of really kind of screwing over the consumers in some smaller businesses. And that's exactly what happened to GameStop. But you got a bunch of guys on Reddit that, kind of got wise to it. And, they got a certain mindset that they really, they're into financing and stuff. And they figured this out. And that's what happened. They played the other side of it. Because if you're shorting a company, you do run the risk that if the stock goes up, you're going to get screwed big time. So it's just like betting a company's going to go up. If it goes, instead of going up, it goes down, you lost money. Same in reverse. If it goes up, and that's what happened. So they started buying GameStop a massive amount of it, pushed the price of the stock up. All those shorts, oh yeah, a lot of those companies lost their asses on it. It got bad. But what the markets did is they completely came to the rescue of these hedge funds, and a lot of people didn't lose money like they should have. And not that I'm advocating that people should lose money, but when you're trying to screw people over and make money, the reverse happens. You should open up and take it like a man. And a lot of these companies didn't. If you remember, Robinhood actually canceled transactions. So
I know Robinhood is a pile of garbage, by the way.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that really came out during it because they actually helped them out. They stopped people from being able to buy and sell their positions, just making it easier for some of these other companies to exit and not lose as much money. You and I don't get that favoritism. So we get to get hammered. So silver is a commodity that's traded as well. And what they do is historically, the big banks short silver on a regular basis. And this has been done for 50, 60, 70 years. That's what the Hunt brothers were trying to do. What they did is ran the price of it up, actually bought a lot of silver, pushing the price up, drove those.
You want to hear something interesting about that? Because I was actually a commodity broker in Chicago at that time. And I don't think people actually know this. But back in the day, things weren't as electronic and internet related and connected as they are today. Right. So the Hunt brothers actually found a way to make money by driving silver across the border into Canada. And they did an arbitrage. And they were buying silver as much as they could because they'd buy it, today at, let's say, $20, fill a truck, drive it, and sell it in Canada. I want to say at one of the exchanges. And they'd sell it for like $24 because for whatever reason, there was an arbitrage and they literally were driving silver across the border like crazy, left and right in Detroit. It was actually I'm surprised they never made a movie out of it.
Yeah, they probably should. It has a pretty amazing stories. And a lot of people look at it like, the Hunt brothers were just getting greedy and trying to make a lot of money, which, I mean, may have been a little bit true in there, but really what they were trying to do was expose the market, like actually really drive it out, because they're suppressing the value of silver. Historically, if we look way back in history, silver and gold always run about 8 to 10, maybe 15 points difference between the two. So, where gold is right now, gold is at, 4,500, which is an all-time high as well. So gold is being pushed way up as well, but it will go much, much higher. But, if you look back in history, that means silver should be around $3,000 an ounce right now. That's not far-fetched, actually, and that's really probably its true value is right around in there. And that's where silver's going now. So because what they do, and what they also do, is they trade silver contracts, future positions. The contracts, most people are never really intend on taking possession. It's like the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. He did the orange juice. They shorted the orange juice market. And so what they do is they buy and sell these contracts. They're never looking to take possession of orange juice or cotton or silver or gold. They're looking to make money and trade their positions on it. So, but what's happening right now is that the people that are placing these contracts are actually looking. About 90% of silver contracts are looking to take possession. That's never happened. Who take possession to they, but 90% of silver. And the other problem with the market right now, did I lose you?
Yeah, no, you just had a little. I think you were sharing so much volatile information. The silver gods were trying to hack your internet connection.
They very well might be, but the other thing they're doing right now is they trade the digital contracts. And this is an actual, they got the real number. It's about 400 to 1. So in other words, for 1 ounce of silver, they trade that contract 400 times. They don't have that much of the silver. So unfortunately, all these contracts are out there at 400 times the actual physical silver that they hold. Guess what happens? Now, when you got 90% of contracts saying, I want the silver, COMEX is like, whoa, we don't have it. They don't have it, which is, now all these short positions are really in trouble because these guys shorted. Look at, we'll take Chase Manhattan, JP Morgan. They short silver. Now they inherited Bear Stearns silver short. It was about $1 trillion in silver. They took that when Bear Stearns went out of business. That's what Chase took in. So they hold those paper contracts along with their own. They short about $200 billion of silver per day. So JP Morgan, they just got a little bit smart. They canceled their short positions and went long on silver. First time ever in history. So JP Morgan, they know what's going on, and they went long on silver, I think about $700 million. So they know what's going to happen. Silver is now being exposed. It's been plagiarized and they 400 times its value or on paper that they're trading on it. All this stuff is starting to crumble and their house is starting to fall apart. COMEX just raised their margin spreads by 30% to try to quell off and hold down some of the people buying the product. That worked for 3 days. Now, in the past, that worked for them. That was it. Those are the fixes they did. Everybody said, oh, yeah, silver's going to go right back down to $30 where it belongs and blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. Now, all of a sudden, it dropped to 70. Now it's all the way back over 80. They're in a lot of trouble. The Fed, their repo window, their emergency slush fund, they just went in on Christmas Day. They went in and got $17 billion to try to look for liquidity. They don't have the money. And then they did it again on New Year's. They did another $54 billion. And I think over the past three months or something, they have went to the repo window and gotten, I think about $150 billion that they needed for liquidity because they can't cover these shortages. And on New Year's Day, they announced one of the major banks, there's 5 major banks that deal in precious metals. City is we got Chase Manhattan, J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, I found
City.
this super interesting last night. I tried to do as much research as I could to find out about that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's you got Wells Fargo, Citibank, Chase, Bank of America. There's a couple other in there that really, really deal heavily in metals. One of those companies, and they announced it, one of those companies completely went bankrupt. They're not disclosing which one, but one of them is done. I have a funny feeling it's Wells Fargo, but I have no idea. That's just a guess. I'm not throwing that out there, but that's my guess. But one of those banks are in a lot of trouble. They're going out of business. And the rest of them, to be honest, the rest of them are going to follow. They all have short positions in silver, and they're all really going to get screwed. I think the only one that comes out okay on this deal is Chase, because they had a little bit of a heads up. I'm not sure why or how or what, but they actually reversed their condition and position, and I think they screwed the other banks by doing it. Because they just said they usually all work for each other. They try to kind of cover each other's ass. But I think in this market right now, it's kind of a every man for himself. And Chase was the first man to the first one to do it. But then you look at some of the other things. So silver, a lot of people say that silver's value is actually higher than gold because both of them are rare earth minerals. Obviously, we don't mine a lot of silver, and silver is unlike gold. Gold is pretty much a monetary product, but there are some uses outside of for gold, but not as much as silver. Silver's in technology. It's in the medical field. It's monetary. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, in jewelry and cosmetic and stuff.
Electronics, yeah. Silver like crazy.
Well, in electronics is going to get even stupider because now you look at batteries. So batteries, I don't know if you know this. Now, this is something else that happened right around towards the end of the year in December here. So there's a company. Well, it's Samsung. Samsung actually.
There's a company. Yeah, well, it's Samsung. Samsung. We're not going to protect their ID.
We're not going to protect them. It is out there, so it's not a big deal. So they have perfected the battery. So you talk about lithium batteries. You talk about Teslas, everything else. A Tesla can go about 300 miles, and it takes. I don't drive one, but it takes a long time to charge it back up. So I think hours, a couple hours or something like that. So the problem with lithium batteries right now is that we could actually charge them faster. If you force charge a lithium battery, it will charge up. You could charge one up in about 10 minutes, but you'll blow it up. So what happens is called dendrites. What happens inside the battery, it fractures and it grows these, they call them dendrites. They look like little trees almost. And they start expanding. So over time, those dendrites will make the battery explode. So that's why we can't charge those batteries that fast because you only get maybe one or two charges and then the thing will blow up. So that's a problem. Everything they've ever tested with them, they cannot do this without having these dendrites actually come out and destroy the battery. So this is real. They haven't solved the problem, but Samsung just did. So Samsung solved the dendrite problem. They can triple the range of a current battery, take it from 300 to about 1,000 miles on one frickin' charge. And get this, you could charge the battery in 9 minutes. It's just a little longer than pumping gas, right? 9 minutes full charge, and you can go for another 1,000 miles. That is unbelievable. It'll completely throw the battery industry on its frickin' head, and it's going to. But what is the key component? Why was Samsung able to do it? Silver. Silver doesn't create dendrites. Yeah. So they're creating silver batteries now. Okay. So Samsung, they got this new product and they think it's going to keep it, and they probably will kill it. But they know right now that there's a silver problem right now. So what did they do? They flew into Mexico under the, at midnight into a mine. It was an abandoned mine, silver mine in Mexico. They dumped $7 million to get the mine running again, and for their investment and for all the build out, they're taking care of everything. They get the next 2 years of silver completely exclusive. So they've actually cemented themselves into the silver market for the next 2 years. All the silver is theirs, which was probably a really good deal because of the rate of silver as it's skyrocketing. But now we got even more demand for it. More and more people are coming for it.
We're hearing a lot about rare earth minerals in Ukraine, Venezuela. In fact, I didn't actually know this till I saw some clip from a movie. God, what was the movie? I can't remember the movie. I want to say God, it was an Amazon flick, but it came around recently because Trump went into Venezuela and extracted Maduro in the middle of the night. Which, by the way,
Correct.
shout out to the military. That was a flawlessly executed mission. No American soldiers were harmed. A helicopter got a couple of BB shots into it, and Maduro was extracted like it was unbelievable.
And his wife.
Funny thing is, he went on stage saying, "I dare you, come get me," and the military said, "We'll be there. We got you.
Yeah, we're coming."
But
scoop them right up.
It's interesting because Venezuela has more gold than all of Africa.
And silver.
And silver.
They're really big in silver. So this is interesting too. So silver, well, actually a couple things. Number one, they have a lot of oil too, by the way. Massive amount of oil.
Oh, massive.
And their oil is a specific grade of petroleum. It's a very, very heavy oil. It's very difficult to refine their oil. We don't have refineries here that can do that. Guess who's got them? China. So everybody's like, oh, like Trump went in there to get the oil for the U.S. He didn't. It's not for the U.S. I mean, yeah, we'll probably benefit from it. But what he really did was stop China from getting the oil. So now
China sent their
Venezuela.
He was like lickety split. He was like, listen, we're going to end this silliness right now. China sends in a few dignitaries. I think they had a sub or a ship right outside of Venezuela. They were going to give them an armed escort or whatever. And
we just
then
knock them right out.
Listen,
yep.
Don't fuck around. Do not fuck around because you will find out. And the funny thing is, I want to say yesterday, and I got to say, this is actually getting a little bit dangerous. Russia sent some ships down to Venezuela to escort 2 tankers out. And Trump those 2 today and said, yeah, don't mess around. Don't mess around.
Yeah. Don't mess around, fuck around, find out, right? That's what Maduro did. But yeah, no, so the interesting thing is that the US actually just opened up 2 refineries that are capable of refining this petroleum. So we actually, we're going to be taking their petroleum and refining it. But the big thing is to stop China from getting it. The other place to get it is Iran. I think they're next.
I'm not so keen about getting involved in the Middle East. I think America should stay out of Iran. You there, Larry? They're trying to silence you, Larry. They're trying to silence you.
It's always, whether it's my toothpaste with the silver in it or we're talking about silver, right?
I'm telling you, buddy, you gotta upgrade that Wi-Fi and literally get off the silver Wi-Fi plan.
Right. Yeah. Get on the silver Wi-Fi plan. Yeah. So
what are 3 things you think are going to happen on the horizon of silver over the next 90 days?
Over the next 90 days, I think the silver will keep rising. I think it'll go well over 100. I think that like somewhere. I mean, some people are saying over $1,000 this year. I mean, I don't know, but I think it'll go in the mids. I think it'll go upwards of $500-$600. I think we'll see that this year. So there's huge opportunity.
We're going to see $500-$600 silver.
$500 or $600 an ounce. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Again, 8 to about 15% of the value of gold. So what's gold at? I mean, that's actually still really low. That's super low. So I mean, that would mean that silver should be in the 3,000 right now.
Gold at what, 4,000 now? Larry? Larry, you there? Can you hear me? Larry, can you hear me? Yo, Larry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so what is gold now? You said it should be 8 to 12% of gold. Gold's at 4,000?
Gold's at 4,500 right now, but it's inching its way to 5,000. Gold will go over 5,000 real soon. Gold's breaking new all-time highs every day. Gold and silver, if you've been watching them over the past 10, 20 years, they run very close together. They run, I mean, they're far apart, but they kind of go up and down together. Silver just broke that exchange. Silver skyrocketed. Gold kind of started creeping up, but silver's just skyrocketing. And it's going to continue.
So if silver's usually 10% of gold and gold's at 4,500, in theory, silver should be 450.
Right. Absolutely. Without a doubt. And I think that
I'm holding on to some silver right now. I've got a tube of silver infused paste. Do you think that this is a collector's item? Should I hold on or should I sell?
It may be. You might want to use it.
Should I sell my 2 tubes of Berry Blast?
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to sell it because it's actually amazing toothpaste. It foams like no other toothpaste. Look at Larry. Larry, you got to get better internet, buddy. Larry, you there?
Yeah.
You there, buddy?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
There. So, I'm back. Are you back? Are you back?
I think it's like, is it snowing out there? Is it cold already? It's got to be like 20.
Are you sure it's mine and not yours?
I mean, it's one of our. Well, I'm the one that's not locking up, so I'm willing to bet it's yours.
It might be. I mean, I do have signal, so it is there. So I think the powers that don't like us talking about silver.
So I'm not going to sell my toothpaste. I like the toothpaste too much. I don't care what the value of the tube goes up to.
Right. And I don't feel my toothpaste is going to be $4,000 a tube. So you're probably safe there.
Buddy, when you're at the Super Bowl this year, if I see you selling that stuff and saying, listen, it's got a little bit of silver in it. If silver goes to 500, I don't know what this tube's going to be worth, but it might be a collectible.
That's right. But, there again, when you talk about silver, silver is used medicinally. It's in our toothpaste. I mean,
oh my God. When I was in an event, I was sweating. I was not feeling well. And you gave me this jug of, what was that?
Silver.
Silver. Yeah, and it was liquid. So I took a little bit and I drank it. And I'm not kidding you. Half hour later, stopped sweating, perfect. Didn't feel sick anymore. I don't know what it did, but it clearly fixed me in a very quick amount of time. Larry, you there?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I'm back. There we go.
Larry, while I got you, look in the camera right now and tell people, if just to one person watching this right now, tell them what your prediction is for silver and what they should do. Give them some inspiration around silver before the internet gods take you away.
Right. Buy silver and hold silver. Do not sell it. I wouldn't sell it until it's a significant jump up. It's going to skyrocket. I don't know if it'll go to 1,000 this year, but I think it'll go in the mid. So I think $400, $500, $600 is real this year. And I think within the next years, within the next 5 years, silver will be well over 1,000. It will mirror what gold is. So it'll rise to its true value. And gold, by the way, will skyrocket as well. So my prediction for gold is I think gold will go to about $15,000 to $20,000 an ounce. That's real. So, because gold is really undervalued as well. And when gold hits 5,000, it really becomes a currency by itself. So gold now becomes currency. And if you look what's happened over the Texas, Wyoming, Utah.
Larry, we're losing you, buddy. Larry, can you hear me? Larry. Larry, can you hear me?
There we go.
All right, so listen, I've enjoyed this a ton. I don't want to drive people crazy with all this chopped up internet. It's probably the cold weather, probably the silver inside your internet connection. It has been hugely educational. I want to do this again very soon because I think what's going on in silver is amazing, and your knowledge around that product, around silver in general, is deep. And I love it about you, man. I'm going to see you at the Super Bowl. I'm going to see you in Orlando. We're going to create a lot of good content. And I think you're the Silver King of Chicago.
Well, I'll try. Yeah, I wish I would. I had a mound of silver, but
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Larry Overview. He is the fresh mouth silver king of Chicago.